The Crown Prosecution Service of Great Britain has held a so-called public consultation and issued revised guidelines on hate crimes and transphobia, which are likely to result in ever-increasing numbers of people being dragged through the courts of law for speech crimes. As well as setting out policy on racism, homophobia, and transphobia, the new guidelines include the first public policy statement on crimes against disabled people to stress that the CPS understands the serious nature of these crimes. The new guidelines also reaffirm that no evidence is required to bring a criminal complaint against someone for a hate crime, as reporting is subjective and based upon the perception of the victim. The guidelines stipulate that in order to treat a crime as a hate crime for the purposes of investigation, there is no need for evidence to prove the aggravating element. On the transgender issue, the new CPS guidelines claim that though we are aware of increasing confidence of people to identity, such labels as non-gender, non-binary, pangender, or polygender must now be considered whenever crimes are committed. The CPS concedes that the legal framework has yet to acknowledge the rights of gender non-conforming people, but insists they will continue to pursue perceived speech crimes against these groups as it is in the public interest to prosecute. The guidelines themselves seem to acknowledge that people may commit such crimes accidentally or out of confusion, but claim that only the victim's feelings matter in their legal deliberation. Derogatory language and disrespect for personal characteristics can be hurtful and unsettling but often incidental, the CPS stated, adding that despite what may be perceived as the low-level nature of such offending, the impact will often be significant and victims need recognition of the harm caused. With such wide-ranging speech laws now on the legislative dockets in 12 Western nations this year alone, it is fast becoming evident that the liberal Marxist elite are preparing for the inevitable pushback by ethnic Europeans, which is gearing up at present. With an estimated 20 million African and Middle Eastern young men already being prepared for importation into Europe over the next 5 years, the authorities are establishing preemptive laws that will disengage the voice of ethnic Europeans while simultaneously disempowering natural leaders who may wish to spearhead grassroots retaliation. Let us make no bones about this. Your liberal political class is now making it illegal to even complain about your own genocide. Now, think on that the next time you see a politician open its gaping mouth.
Mistaken for strangers by your own friends.